If you don't currently have NetSuite but are just looking into the options and wanting to learn more about the system, this is a lesson that I really want to discuss because it's very important to make sure that you get the right staffing options whenever you implement a new software. You need expertise within that software, and a lot of people ultimately want to hire someone in-house because, yeah, just like everything else, in-house employees are cheaper. But I will say this, and people don't believe me, especially when they're just getting onto NetSuite, that it is insanely hard to get someone in-house that is knowledgeable in NetSuite. And that's why I want to be real upfront and help you understand the market so that you can know it before you get locked into NetSuite. Now, I will say that NetSuite is probably going to be the right call for you because I think it's an amazing software that ultimately the benefits far outweigh the fact that it's hard to find someone in-house. There are two types of people to have for staffing, and that's permanent employees as well as contractors. I think it's good to know right out of the gate that you'll probably have to go more with contractors than you may initially think. And that's just because there's limited amount of people in the fields. And you may be competing with very large companies that will offer way more of a salary than you ever wanted to. And because of that, you might as well just go the contractor route. If you do decide to go with the permanent route, there are a few options that I think are pretty good. So far, I've really liked Empiric. They've been really good working with me as a contractor with Anchor Group. They will help people like you find Anchor Group and then be able to offer that us as a service for contracting. They also do help you find placements for permanent, and I have found that they've been very transparent and very good so far, so I don't really have anything to complain about, and that's why I really like them so far. There's also another recruitment company called IT Works, and they're growing a little bit more and more, and actually I think they're a decent size, and they specialize in niche IT just like NetSuite, so they do have some resources that you could try to tap into as well. Now the last one, which is one you'll hear a lot, and it's because they dominate in the space, is Anderson Frank. I think Anderson Frank has a lot of people within their system that they can tap into. Each of these recruitment companies do both permanent and contract, but just know that you're going to be paying a finder's fee for both contract and permanent. I will say though, on the contract side of things, I often find Empiric gives the best prices and don't mark up the cost way more than what you would think. Anderson Frank probably doubles the percentage of margins that they want versus Empiric. So if you're going to go with someone, I would suggest Empiric over Anderson Frank, with IT Works Recruitment just behind Empiric. Now let's talk about contractors. So we are a contractor, Anchor Group is, and Empiric and other firms like Anderson Frank and IT Works Recruitment do reach out to us, but just know that we are a firm, so we are generally more expensive than an independent consultant. And that should be pretty self-explanatory why that's the case. We have a lot more widespread capabilities in what we can do and offer to a particular client, so we're kind of like a one-stop shop for all your needs. And when it comes to NetSuite, there's a lot of things to know, which is why a lot of people decide to go with us in the first place. I hope these honest insights really help you to make more decisions. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I will try and be as transparent as possible to help you make very informed decisions.